had part one of the reunion on Tuesday night. I think we are going to get all the way to 3 parts for this season. And we saw a very upset Garcelle because, I mean, they definitely were, they were letting her know how they felt, you know. Erika was not letting Garcelle have a moment of peace, you know. It was a lot. We talked, there was the Garcelle of it all. Dorit and PK's separation was a big topic on the reunion last night. Let's see what else. Oh, PK's sobriety was talked about, of course. Look at that. There is a chat. Beautiful. Finally rolling up. Hi. Kyle and Dorit really aren't in the best place, it seems, you know? So, yes, PK's sobriety. And, yeah. Also, PK was invited to the reunion. We found out that he declined the invite. Now, Dorit seemed to, you know, have been aware that he was invited to the reunion, and that he wasn't coming. She did not seem to be aware of the statement that he had prepared for the cameras. Okay, so we are. Let me just find that statement. We're going to read it. Okay, PK statement. RHOBH. But yeah, it was kind of intense. But I mean, I feel like nothing crazy happened, but it was emotional. That's a good word to use, right? So here is what Mr. PK said to Dorit. Well, actually, no, because this article isn't working. That's not the right article. Read PK's statement. Where is it? I was invited to be a part of the reunion, he said, but I declined because I believe engaging with Dorit in this forum, I don't believe engaging with Dorit in this forum would be constructive, okay? Dorit has made several mischaracterizations about me, but the one I must address is the claim that I'm a bad father. That was, and like, I love me some Dorit, you know, but that was hard to see, you know, just as it was, like, even though, like, you know, I love Giselle and I love Mia, but like when Giselle told Mia that she was being a bad mother at the reunion, like I was like, oh, it's just a hard thing to hear someone say, you know? So the statement is both heartbreaking and false. It is deeply hurtful to me, and more importantly, it's hurtful to our children who, despite Dorit's assertion, will inevitably see and hear all of this at a time not of our choosing. Those closest to us know the truth, and many have wanted to speak out, but I have asked them not to because the truth should never need a champion. So listen, I like that, but like, oh, I asked people to speak out and they said nothing. Like, that's kind of manipulative. Because if you're lying, now you're just out here making me look like I'm, you know what I'm saying? I refused to stoke a fire I did not ignite. The Dorit I married would never have allowed this. She would much less have caused it. The woman embodied kindness, integrity, and grace. I can only hope this version of Dorit finds her way back to the person she once was. So, would love to hear what y'all think about that. Like, do you think that... Who's telling the truth here? You know what they say? There's 3 sides to every story. Or, yeah, my side, your side, and the truth, you know? So, this seems really, really messy. And also, just like, I knew that they had issues before, but like this all just like kind of got really dirty really fast, you know? So, yeah, I would love to know what y'all think and who you think is leaning more on the side of truth. PK or Dorit in that situation. But speaking of PK, you can't talk about their separation without bringing up my girl Kyle, who found herself kind of, you know, intertwined in their separation/divorce mess this season because she was still texting PK her memes, you know, or he was texting her memes, whatever you want to say. And she also kind of chimed in on the change about Dorit, which was like, you know, she said, she saw a new side of Dorit this season, more aggressive than usual, something like that. And that Dorit, Dorit, she said something about you have to change, or if I hadn't changed in all these years or something, then something's wrong with me, you know. And I mean, that's true. Like, I mean, you have to change throughout life, you know. However, and like, y'all know, like, Like Vicky, Kyle, Tree, I will defend till the end of time. But I know that probably had to be hurtful for Dorit to feel as though Kyle was kind of agreeing with PK in that moment, maybe, you know? But again, I just think there's probably like a lot to this that we don't even know. So I don't know. Yeah, is this Kenya Moore, KM? You were here with me the other day. I love you. Not cool of Kyle. Listen, yeah, but also I get like at the reunion too, y'all gotta think like they sit there and film for 12 hours. And like, yes, this is just part one, like, and they hadn't even gone to lunch when we saw, but it's like the thought of sitting there and like your ass being numb from the couch. You're so exhausted. You're getting questioned about everything. You can smell the food coming in through the door. Crafty is arrived, but I can't go eat yet. And I still got the insult that I saved in the back of my head 2 weeks ago to read the you-know-who across the couch. So there's a lot going on. And I'm saying that to say, maybe they caught Kyle at a moment where she was just letting you have it. You know what I'm saying? Is Kyle the secret villain? Let's see. Oh, no, Kyle's not the villain. Kyle's my girl. But I don't think Kyle's the villain. I do think that she has done things that she probably shouldn't have done. But I don't think she did that to be mean to Dorit. I don't. But I know that there is a reputation, Kyle, that some viewers have had towards her and views of her since day one, you know, of like the mean girl type thing. And I mean, that's the interesting thing about these shows, you know, is that we're watching people interact and we're all seeing the exact same thing, but we'll see it 2 different ways or 5 different ways or 50 different ways. And I've never really felt that about Kyle at all, remotely. But I know that that's like a thing that people have said. So it's just interesting. Someone said, you sound like Sutton's cousin, cute accent. You know what? I'll take it. Sutton's from Georgia. I'm from North Carolina. So, Southern girls. Okay, eyebrows. The only reason I'm not up close is because they need to be done, but I appreciate that. Let's see. Could PK and Dorit fix things, or is it too broken? I do believe Dorit. I'm with you on the Dorit of it all. I just feel like they're saying Dorit is different. I get that. And like, obviously there's a lot that we don't know. And maybe Dorit is playing a character for the cameras. But to me, PK is the one that we've sensed a sudden shift in energy from, you know, and I mean, and then Erika with like the whole like 10 years of it all, like if he leaves you like before 10 years, like the property, it just seemed, I was like, okay, like he's definitely, like I felt like he and Dorit were so in love in the early seasons, and now it's just like they're playing chess, you know, which is, I mean, it's sad, and it happens a lot, but in TV and off TV, so it sucks, you know. Let's see, I wanted to ask y'all, I wrote down some questions earlier I wanted to ask. The sobriety of it all. It's so funny because every time I'm getting ready to say something about a housewife that I maybe wish that they had done differently, but I love them, I have to preface it with, now, I love them, you know, so in case they see it, they know I'm not talking, because it happens. Made one comment the other day, not even being serious, and who's in my DMs? The person I wasn't even talking about. The housewife I wasn't even talking about. So then I had to go be like, this wasn't even about you. Please calm down. Also, I'm like, y'all out here calling each other's kids ugly and mean stuff. So what's wrong with me commenting on a meme? Anyway, y'all got me distracted. So I would love to know. The reason I went on that little tangent is because Dorit is very, up until last night, openly and comfortably talking about PK's sobriety, and she said that he is an alcoholic in some of the episodes. Male NYC reviews. It actually was not Melissa. It wasn't Melissa. Melissa would probably have to follow me to see something that I had commented or said. And I don't think that she does that, which is okay. No, but it wasn't Melissa, actually. It was very... I promised the housewife, she said, stays between us. And I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this, but so I can't say who it was, but it was surprising. I was like, what? Calm down. Anyway, how would you feel, not even if your partner discussed it, because I mean, I think all of us would be like, hello, like, I don't care how much I've told you. It's kind of my conversation to have, my story to have, unless we have a direct, you know, like, hi, you go say this for me because I'm not comfortable saying it. I wouldn't feel great at all discussing a partner's sobriety on national television, be it us in a good place or a bad place. But again, too, and for people that say that, you know, like Dorit's changed or that she's doing all this for show, it's like, I don't think that that's necessarily something Dorit would have said in years past. And I do think that her saying these things is kind of a sign of that, you know, she really is struggling with this. Like, she's in a very, very emotional place. I think it's all very real. However, it's just a tough topic to talk about, you know. Like, I just, it's so personal and so serious. I'm like, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about how much of Boy George's money you're going to get from PK. Let's talk about that. That's what I'm excited about, you know. Let's tell him, go tell Boy George, we got to increase the percentage because now me and PK are splitting it. And my kids are going to very expensive schools, and it is what it is. So thank you, Boy George, for writing a big check. We're also going to talk about, enough for Beverly Hills, I want to talk to y'all about Alexia in Miami. I saw this like over the weekend, but if you listen to mine and Vicky's podcast, My Friend, My Soulmate, My Podcast, you will hear that I had an absolute day from Hades trying to get to Raleigh this weekend. So I didn't really get to talk about it the last time I saw y'all because I was still processing it. So we're going to talk about it right now. And that is that, so Alexia and Todd announced their divorce. Like, we saw the last season of Miami, like, he was kind of clearly checking out, you know what I'm saying? Like, something was going on. And I kind of was under the impression, personally, that they were either still separated or things were still, like, in motion. When that came out that, okay, divorce finalized, I was like, what? Like, I was, like, in the middle of eating my lunch, thought that they'd worked it out or working things out, and they're like, we're done. And so, okay, that was shock number one, right? But then they are apparently still not completely apart. Us Weekly says that they are amicable and still romantically involved despite finalizing their divorce. And they were recently seen traveling together. See, like, Alexia, she said before, I remember like when they first split ways, or parted ways, she said like, we still do it all. Like, we've done it all. Like, they were still hooking up, you know? And it was like, girl, get up. Get up. He ain't going to give you a penny if you are out here thinking that he can. Don't let that man play you. Anyway, so will it be very interesting to see the dynamic play out on the Housewives of Miami this season? Because I feel like it's been a while since they wrapped. And when it's a situation like this, where it's a divorce and clearly this is a very interesting situation that it's a housewife going through a divorce and they're still hanging out. Most of the time, if a housewife's going through a divorce, it's like PK and Dorit. Like, they hate each other and they're talking about each other's sobriety on camera. Alexia ain't talking about Todd at all because she's too busy out here going on vacations with him still, despite being divorced. So I would love to see that dynamic and maybe what is kind of fueling the reason, like why do you continue to go forward with the divorce if you're still publicly going to events and being seen out? Like, you already know what kind of questions you're going to have to answer. You already know. So it's like, why go all the way through with the divorce? You know what I mean? So would be interesting to find out. Bravo, Peacock, TV by Pop. We need the Housewives of Miami trailer. I need to feel the rush. I ain't felt a rush in far too long. Okay, so get Adriana on the mic and let's get it started. Okay, but yeah, I want to know: are y'all surprised of the Alexia and Todd of it all? Is there something that I'm missing? Like, why? Let's see. Maybe Alexia is doing it for money reasons. But then, like, I mean, I guess. So say he's gonna keep giving her money even though they're divorced. it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. Also, too, I thought we're not even getting Miami until like June. Is that what one of the ladies commented? Which means we're not getting a trailer until for at least another month, probably. God help us. What are we gonna do? I need it, and I need it now. Though I will say, it's kind of easy to like make jokes and stuff about like your girlfriends that always go back to the wrong guys and da 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 da. But if you have been like still somewhat romantically involved with an ex, like it's easy to happen. Like, I mean, I had an ex that I thought like, I don't care. Don't ever talk to me again. Live, die, whatever. Be in you both. But things changed, you know, and we were able to get like a new like view of each other and like kind of start over in a different way. So, can't talk too much crap on Alexia, you know? You can't judge her because it's easy you fall in love with them for a reason in the first place, you know? So surely it would, if they play their cards right, you can definitely fall in love with them all over again, you know? Will Miami be airing on Bravo or Peacock? I'm pretty sure it's going to Bravo. I think. I think. Don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure it is, which is interesting, you know? I kind of liked it being on Peacock. I mean, it really didn't make a huge difference, to be quite honest. But I just think, you know, when they launched Peacock, to be launching something like a streaming service is a huge deal. And so to bring back Miami and to, you know, revamp it and for it to have the reception that it did, which was incredible, to me, that was all the reason to leave it on Peacock. It just keeps it, you know, I think that they really could have built off Peacock Originals from that. I think that Peacock Originals should be where all the fun projects are. That should be like, you know, the Crappy Lakes. That should be the Ultimate Girls Trips. That should be Vicky going to Puerto Vallarta for a weekend with random housewives and partying for 4 episodes. You know what I'm saying? And then Bravo can be where we keep the traditional programs that have never left. Now, yes, I know that Miami is a traditional program. It was on Bravo, but it kind of led to me, it kind of led the charge for revamps, and they got it right. So I think it's just, I don't know, kind of worthy of keeping on Peacock. And I love Peacock. I love me some Peacock. Let's see. Oh, God, we got to talk about Bethenny and Teresa. So Bethenny recently took to TikTok. She was criticizing my girl. Teresa, you know, if you've opened up anything on the internet recently, you will see that Teresa and Louis are facing some tax allegation issues, whatever. I don't know nothing about all that. And Bethenny is breathing, so of course she's going to comment on it. And she basically said, you know, that I'm not even going to repeat what all she said. But basically, what I am going to repeat is that Teresa responded. And Teresa said, let her make that money off of me. And honestly, Gia, let me get Gia's response, because that's the one that I really liked. Gia respond Bethenny. That's one thing I love about Gia. You ain't gonna mess with my mama. In the words of Candy, when Candy was on Watch What Happens Live, that's my mama. I don't care. You aren't gonna mess with my mama. And it's true. It's true. I remember when I was like a teenager. Sorry, my AC came on, y'all. And like me and my mom was in the heat of something. Like she was getting on my nerves, and then her sister, my aunt, and her, like, something happened between one of them, and I was instantly ready to be like, what's up? You know? It's like, I can talk crap on my people, but you can't. It's that type of thing, you know? Let's see. Gia. Gia isn't worried about her mom. No, she's not. And she said, all right, let's start from the beginning. My mom's been the sole provider for my sisters and I since the minute my father, Gia Giudice, left for prison. The second my mom got home from jail, she has been working her ass off to make sure that my sisters and I live a stable life and that my family is financially stable. My mom has everything under control. There's nothing to worry about. So there's that. And then she said, what'd she say about Bethenny? Bethenny, thank you so much for your sweet video. You are a mother with a daughter. You're not a mother. You have no idea what it's like. You're a mother with a daughter. I bet you wouldn't like it if someone was saying this about you. I hope that $1,000 TikTok paycheck was worth it. And thanks. But we're doing perfectly fine over here. So, I just love that. Listen, Gia could have just like, I just love that she's going publicly and being like, talk your mess, Bethenny. Keep doing what you always do. Bethenny just trying to stay relevant. You know what? I have an interesting take on that. I do think she's trying to stay relevant. And that used to annoy me. However, I can't deny the fact that it's like a brilliant social strategy as far as, content and growth. Like she's had a great plan as far when she got on TikTok, as far as talking about how she feels on Housewives and stuff, and how she can talk from afar because she's removed herself from it. But then also she's gotten into the whole like beauty stuff and all that. And like she really went about it the right way. And also, I'm not even on TikTok that much, so I don't have to see it, thank God. So maybe that's why I can sit here and talk positively about it. No, I'm just kidding. But I will say, as annoying as it is, I think she, you know what I'm saying? I think she made a good decision in really leaning into that. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But she can stop talking her crap on Teresa real quick. Go back to trying some tuna salads in the Hamptons or whatever the hell it was. I like when people aren't scared to check Bethenny. Me too. There's some housewives that nobody says anything to. And Bethenny was kind of one of them. To me, one of the most frustrating moments in the history of Bravo was Carol and Andy at the reunion. With the Bethenny of it all. And Carol's like calling her out, like boom, boom, boom. And then Andy kind of defended her and she's like, are you scared of her too? And I just felt like Carol really came in with facts that day and was really, really improving points. And it should have been easy to be like, yeah. And it just wasn't that way. And it was maddening to watch, So I get what you're saying. You like when people aren't scared to check her. I'm right there with you. And quite frankly, that's why Bethenny is the way that she is. That's why she does think that she knows everything, because no one's ever told her otherwise. Honest to God, it's true. So we'll see. But again, Bethenny she ain't gonna stop anytime soon. So Andy has historically always sided with clout back in the day. Yeah, that's true. I think he's grown up finally. I think he probably just got tired of all of us giving him a hard time. So he's like, you know what? Let me film this reunion and ask y'all the very word for word questions, because I'm not getting any heat for any of this. And see y'all next year. See y'all next season, So what do y'all think about Bethenny, or even Teresa? Like, should she be annoyed at Bethenny? Should she just, should she have not even responded? I'm glad she responded, personally. So we'll see. We will see. Also, before we wrap things up, do want to send some love to Teddi Mellencamp. Came out today. She was talking a little bit more about her diagnosis. The cancer is stage 4. So if you're watching this, and you're a person that prays or sends energy, or even if you don't do that, someone that does, I think it would be great for all of us to make sure you're sending and praying for Teddi as much as you can. Yeah. And her family and her kids. So, it has to be a lot. And she's being open and honest about everything she's going through. So I know that it will definitely help people. That's going to be all for this evening, I believe, y'all. So let me know what y'all want to talk about next time. And I'm going to be back with y'all on Friday, I believe. Probably around this time. Same place, same time. And can't wait. Slide into my DMs, slide into Hurrdat's DMs if you want to chat some more about some stuff, and let me know what other topics you want me to hit. Make sure you listen to all your Hurrdat podcasts and whoop it up. I don't care if it's midweek. Whoop it up! Holly Tanner, oh man, I missed it. No, you didn't, Holly, because it's going to be on YouTube right now whenever I end this, and you can watch it there. And then I'll see you again on Friday. Okay? Besos, everybody. Bye, y'all. Well, how do I end? Ah!